Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Will Patterson here again, and today I'm going to be giving you some insanely good design advice. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. After designing hundreds of logos and making a good living on what I do as a designer, I thought it would be good for you guys to hear some advice from me, just some simple advice, nothing fancy. And these pieces of advice are based on questions that you guys give me all the time, whether it's on an email, whether you guys, sometimes some of you ring me and it's kind of weird because my number's out online somewhere. And also you guys message me these things on Instagram and you put them in the comments below. I want to give you my advice with those general questions in a few points. The first insanely good piece of advice is do not be afraid of the blank canvas. You've all heard the saying that everyone's daunted by the blank canvas. Everyone's daunted by the thing that's in front of them. They have to create something on there, and there's a pressure in front of you when you're on Illustrator or when you're designing a logo on a blank piece of paper. There's a pressure in front of you to create something beautiful on there, something that works. There's a quote that I absolutely live by and I love by Vincent van Gogh, which is one must spoil as many canvases as one succeeds with. I've just started painting, and recently I've been loving the abstract feel of acrylic painting. It is something that I love doing. By the way, some of these paintings will be available on my website for you to purchase the actual originals from, so there you go. But that quote that Vincent van Gogh said is so true, but we as a people get so caught up in the waste of wasting a canvas, or we get caught up in the fact that we spent money on this thing and we want it to look good, but art isn't like that. And especially when it comes down to design, we can feel this pressure. It's all well and fine me telling you not to fear the canvas, but what can you do to stop fearing it? That's the question that a lot of you ask. How can you be confident when you're designing a logo in like paper, or how can you be confident in this way? Well, the easiest way is to ruin the paper. By ruining the sheet of paper, by scribbling down a few lines and ruining that piece of paper, or ruining what you're doing on and just creating a complete mess, ideas will come out. The pressure will cease and the ideas will flow. I cannot design under pressure. I hate it, so much so that my price is quadruple under pressure, because I just hate it and I can't stand the time pressure in designing a logo or something that I know will take a long time. I always give myself enough time to grasp the design that I'm in. So short story made long, make sure that the canvas that you're on is already kind of ruined. Don't feel sentimental value or any value towards the canvas that you're drawing on, and especially in Illustrator, just create bad logos. I always say that it takes 100 bad logos to find the good one. It always takes 100 bad ideas to have a good, solid idea and a concept. This is the whole point of design. Succeed by failing. Fail to success. Just be a free spirit and get all your designs on there, and just know that one day or one point or in one moment the idea will come, but the point of which that comes is dependent on when you start. The second piece of insanely good art advice is you're not an imposter. Have you ever heard of the diagnosis imposter syndrome? It says here online that imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon or fraud syndrome or the imposter experience, is a concept describing individuals who are marked by an inability to internalize their accomplishments and a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. So basically, imposter syndrome is what I struggle with a lot, which is because I am self-taught and because I'm kind of like becoming a successful artist in my field and a designer and a hand letterer, I feel like I am not real. Like what I'm doing, I've had an advantage in what I'm doing, therefore I'm kind of cheating, or therefore I'm posing as someone that I'm not. So I see a lot of my successes and a lot of what I have done that's good as kind of like, I didn't really do that. Like, someone helped me with that. I make excuses for what I do. And I also think that I'm going to be caught out in what I do. Like someone's going to say, hey, you're not a real designer. Hey, you can't design logos. When in reality, I can. I know I can, but there's an imposter mentality inside of me that says, no, you can't. You're not real. You're a phony. But let me just tell you this. We all, at some point in our design journey, will suffer within this. When we land the good job that we know we deserve, but we get it, but then we think, oh wait, I'm an imposter. We all land this thing. And when you get that, you need to surround yourself with people at home that will actually tell you that you're good at it, and people who will encourage you and be truthful about your abilities. Speaking of being truthful, my wife is really truthful about my work. If she doesn't like it, she will tell me, and I'll be sad afterwards, but I'll always come out better than before because she's pointed out something important that I need to listen to. I think just having a label to that term of what we feel on our mind can help us categorize in our brains that it's not just us being weird thinking that, you know, we're going to be caught out. It'll put a name to it and you can identify it next time and stop it. The next insanely great piece of art advice is have a process. You can see throughout all my videos that I am stuck with a process. My videos are made with a process. Everything that I do is a process, and the reality behind processes is it makes it easier because you're repeating certain elements of it. It becomes less unpredictable. When I'm designing a logo, I go through a whole process which is outlined in a video. I may even shove it in the description below for you to see it. But I put these processes out there so you can see how I work, because that's the easiest way to follow what I'm doing. I'm going to a different direction, but I've got the same process in getting there. And the reason why processes are really important for some designers like me is because we can get overwhelmed with the projects that we're on. So say if a huge company asks me to redesign their brand, say like Twitter or something, it says, we want a new logo, or we want you to tweak this logo, or we want you to do some hand lettering for it, I'll get really freaked out because it's a huge client and I want to represent myself well and my work well. And if I didn't have a process, I would literally just freak out because I want to represent myself well, but also because I don't know where to start. But when you have a process that's in mind that you can lay out and that you can write down in about 10 points or less, then you're going to find it so much easier to start well and finish even better, because you know the starting points and you know the different processes within there that will get you to the goal that you've set in your mind to actually finish or complete that project. So always have a process and stick as much as possible without confining yourself to that process. And the last point that I'll give you, I think it's the last point, unless I come up with a new point, take a break. Something that I see online all the time is that a lot of designers will say hustle, this hustle life. I hate that word hustle. I hate it because a lot of people are so business minded that they think they have to work to get to where they want to be, that they forget to have a life. If you're not careful, life can become living to work instead of work to living. You know, I do this job here because one, I love it. It's part of what I do, but I don't do it because that's my life. I do it to have my life. I get paid so I can create more things that I want to create. And this hustle mentality, I think, can really damage a lot of people because they'll miss out on friendships, they'll miss out on relationships. And you know, ever since I got married, this has been really apparent to me. You know, when I have a kid, I don't want to be at work all the day, hours of the day, straining away just for more money and more recognition. I want to take a break. And when you do that, when you take that break on the weekend, or you take that day off or that week off for a holiday, that annual holiday or sabbatical, then you can realign your priorities in life. The best time in my life, or my most favorite points in life, are when I'm going for a walk with my wife at this amazing woodland place. We get to talk and hang out, and there's no human beings to annoy us. We're very reclused. And you know, the only reason why I can do that is because, one, we can afford the petrol to get there, we can afford the car to get there, we can buy drinks when we're there, we can afford the clothes that we're wearing, but we don't live to be at work. So on a Saturday, I will not come to work. If I really don't have to, I won't come. You know, I won't work on a weekend. It's very protected because that is my life. I want to be with my wife. So for a lot of you guys that are starting out, don't compromise on your family life and your friends for your job. Obviously, have your job as a priority in life. Obviously, good to have ambitions, but I hate the hustle life because a lot of people are bound to the extreme of that, which is, you know, constant work. Get up at 5, go to bed at like 1 in the morning, get up at 5. You know, that's probably a complete exaggeration, but you get my point. And you know, for me, I do work a lot. I work about 10 hours a day. That's what I genuinely work. Depending on what you class as work, whether I'm like doing this as work, you know, I do all this about 10 hours a day. More recently, it's been about 8 to 9 hours. And you know, I love it, and I'm able to do that because Naomi's at work or she's helping me out, and we just genuinely love it. But we take days off and we have time together, and I don't want to go ahead and, like, you know, compromise on my relationship with her because of, you know, work. I don't want to put my work above my life. You know, I'm not wanting to be a millionaire either. I just want to make a living at something that I want to do. I want to pay my bills doing something that I love doing, which is this. Wow, that went deep in the end, didn't it? Wow. Can I just say that this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is basically a website maker where you can create your own website easily and you don't have to be a wizard at creating it. I use Squarespace as my little corner of the internet, my own website, and it's the hub of everything that I do, from blog posts to selling my brushes and different automatic download things. I also have a client page where clients can contact me when they want to. I also have my portfolio page, and I have all the information up on there that I normally have. So if you're a designer that's looking to get work and you don't have a presence online, then go to Squarespace, click that link down below to get 10% off Squarespace Premium, and you can thank me later, because honestly the templates on Squarespace are literally amazing. The design's super well, and you can customize them if you want to. You get analytics in it. It's just amazing. Go and click that link down below, type in the coupon code as well to make sure you get the 10% off, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Remember to subscribe on your way out. It's been awesome being with you again. That video about the Google logo went really well, by the way. Let me know if you want to see another video about what's wrong with another logo. A lot of people didn't watch it to the end, so they didn't get it, but let me know if you want to see another video like that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of your biggest struggles in design, and I will see you in the next video. See you soon.